Hey, buddy. Good to see you, pal.
Great to see you.
I feel like we haven't seen each other in a while.
Back from San Jose. Great shows. We have a lot of fans in San Jose.
Do we?
Oh,
I love
dude.
San Jose.
Saturday night, sold out basically the whole place and even the balcony. And when they said Fighter and the Kid and I came out, they went crazy. I felt like Joe Rogan light.
Really?
I felt like a mini Joe Rogan.
Really?
You know how they go crazy when he walks out on stage?
They
but
went
it's
nuts.
3,500 people. This was
Yeah.
440 people, but
They
it
went
felt
nuts.
very good. Yes.
I love hearing that. When you text me that.
When I mentioned
my
Big
dick
Brown, they went, "Wow!"
Ooh.
San Jose, man, they put it down. The town itself is not in my top 10 favorite towns, but
We always text each other talking shit about towns.
I like the people. I like the
No,
people.
they're great.
I love the people.
Did you go to my one of my favorite restaurants, SP2?
Yes, I did. SP2, our boy Ryan.
It's nice,
That's
right?
That's an amazing
Isn't
restaurant.
it a cool setup?
Yes.
Outdoor and stuff?
Yes. And
Do you have the ribs?
Ryan hooked me up, took care of me.
He's the best.
So
That is
shout
my
out to
favorite
Ryan.
restaurant in Northern Cali.
Dude, it's
nice.
such good
I just like
food.
the setup.
Yes.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah. Such good
Lovely
food.
ladies to look at.
Lovely ladies
Lovely
to look at.
food.
Well, here's the thing about San Jose. It is a true melting pot. Your audience, when you look out there, is black, Latino, and Asian. A lot of Filipinos. A lot of
Asians.
lot of
Especially Kay, get
Vietnamese.
your ass
A lot
up
of
to Northern
Korean.
Cali.
Oh, good-looking people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Asians who become very Americanized. They're not taking any shit from anybody. It's
No,
a
like
whole
a bunch
different
of Bruce
thing.
Lees up in that bitch.
Yep. Muscular. Big, muscular
Hashtag no
Asians.
racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I got to stop you.
Why, man?
I can't focus.
Because I know you keep staring up at my
Your
head.
hair is driving me nuts.
Why? You
What'd
keep
you do?
staring at it, man.
You keep touching it.
I got a little haircut.
When you walked in, I said, Brian, you cut your hair yourself? You went, no, I'll tell you on the show. What happened?
Look, man, I hung out with my new boyfriend,
Who's that?
Luke Rockhold.
Okay.
Hey, first of all, Luke, you saw my show Friday, the early show. I was good, blah, blah, blah. I can always make people laugh, but I kind of phoned it in. I was a little tired. I was very, very tired.
On Friday?
Yeah. But
Why were you tired?
I
Were
just
you
had-
tired for the show?
I hadn't been sleeping, and I drove all the way. And
Do you
then
think driving's a bad idea? When you told me you're driving, I was like, God, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
It can be. It can.
You know why? You know why it is good? Is because you got a lot of work done. Because we
Yes.
talked a bunch and went over the episodes for the Fox and
I
stuff
thought
like
a
that.
lot.
Yeah,
I like to think.
exactly. That's good.
Yes.
But
then
it drains you.
It drains you, and
you're in a
but
facade.
I was excited. I was with Jake Shields, and I'm sitting there with Jake and Tarek and Yosef Azim, and then my boy Luke Rockhold and Ryan, and Luke is he's every bit of 6'3".
He's a big boy.
He's
Might
got-
be 6'4".
He's every bit of 6'3". He's not quite 6'4". I measured him.
Took him in.
I took him in. I took him in exactly the way I'd want to. White shirt, a pair of dungarees and sneakers. Very beautiful. I'm very happy with his proportions.
Model-esque.
Well, he's got the blue eyes, the bluest eyes, the bluest of blue.
Blue is the
They're the
ocean.
bluest of blue.
Blue is the ocean.
They're blue whale blue. They're blue whale blue.
Now, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Now, my crew in San Francisco and San Jose, very close friends of mine.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many texts I got that said, bro, you need to tell Callen to get off Luke's nuts.
Yeah, and you need to tell your friends.
You know what they told me?
Yeah.
They said if Luke was like, hey, Callen, listen, let's just go in the back of the club here, just suck my dick, and then we'll figure it out. You would have done it, is what I heard.
You're right. Now here's the thing. Now
But
you
no,
tell your
where's the
friends,
haircut?
You tell your friends to shut the fuck up, and that I will not get off his dick. And that's the first thing I want you to tell your friends, who are also my friends. And here's the other thing. Luke had a very cool haircut. Luke had a short hair, and my hair was very long and shitty.
Here's not
I'm also
long.
aging. I'm also aging by the day. I'm getting grayer. And I looked in the mirror after I'd stared at Luke way too long, and then I made a cool video with him, but it didn't fucking. I erased it. Basically saying, I was doing an Instagram video saying, don't fight. You look like a model. You have a beautiful face. Please don't. And he's like, I got to fight. Blah, blah, blah. Ha, ha, ha. And I lost it. Anyway, the point is, I went and I go, I'm going to get my hair cut just like Luke's. And I'm going to trim my beard
You don't
exactly
think you're
like
too
his.
old to mimic younger men?
Well, of course I am. Of course I am.
Is that not weird to you in the least bit?
I got problems.
Big time.
Yeah. Well, you know my obsession with masculinity. And if I'm sitting there with an uber male with that kind of symmetry, I got to look a little bit like him. I was even walking
so
like him.
weird.
Yeah, hold please.
It hurts my feelings.
Yeah, it's all right. You'll be fine. Now, you're mad because I have a new boyfriend. But here's the thing.
I'm not though, none the least. bit. I
you
love
are,
Luke.
you are,
no,
you
know
are.
I'm disappointed.
He's got some thick
that
hands.
you want to look like him.
Well, that I even think I have a chance.
No. That you try to mimic his style like you're in 8th grade.
Yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad.
It's super
I went to
sad.
Supercuts because nothing else was open.
You went to Supercuts?
I couldn't help it, man. I didn't have nobody else. It was a Saturday, and I decided some days I get like this. I'm like,
that's
I
like
can't.
being starving. Like, God, you know what? I went to McDonald's.
Yeah, I felt like my
They're
hair.
the McDonald's of haircuts.
I know, and I felt like my hair was just a bunch of loose ends, and it was bothering me.
And you thought Supercuts was the answer.
And there's a rather large woman was there, and she had a lot of makeup, and she smelled like candy, and she said, "I'll take you." And I remember looking at her fingers and her wrists. I couldn't believe. Now I'm not making fun of anybody for being really heavy, but she was very nice. But I couldn't believe how she put weight on the top of her palms.
Well, were
like
you
on the
curious
top of her hands?
How those sausage fingers would even fit in the scissors? Because that's what I tried to figure out.
That's all I thought about. Wait, this is the truth. I was looking, seriously, guys, I'm not making fun of anybody for being heavy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not. No, I'm not. But she was very nice. But and she would never know. She doesn't listen to this podcast, so she's not.
You'd be surprised.
No, and she was pretty. She was pretty, but she did
Don't try making this.
She had. I was looking at on top of her hand was a nice pad.
She looked like the Michelin Man.
Like that would be the last place you'd put weight on. Yes, she was the Michelin
looked like
Man.
the Michelin
She was
Man.
the Michelin girl. And then her fingers were in the scissors, and they were barely. They were like
beet red.
They were.
Is the circulation cut off?
Yes, they were bulging. I was like, "Ooh, those look like."
You got your hair cut by the Kool-Aid
Your
Man.
scissors look like.
You got your hair cut by the Kool-Aid Man. What'd you think? This is what I want to know.
Like, your scissors look like very tight rings.
Hey, when she's like, "Oh, what do you want?" Did you show her a picture of Luke Rockhold?
I should have.
I did that when I was in 7th grade to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I showed him a flat top. I got a flat top.
Hey, I'll tell you something about Luke. Luke, when he's my age, he's gonna be bald.
Oh, really? You think is he starting to go bald?
100%. Well, see, I got an eye for this stuff.
You do.
And he's gonna have he better get on the old Propecia. I'll tell you that.
Did you tell him that?
Sure didn't, but I would have. I just didn't have time. I thought about telling him, but then we got distracted. But I would have. The next time I see him,
that's a bummer.
He's doing just fine.
You wish my hair was falling out, don't you?
Yeah, I wish all of your hair.
Not
well,
a
Jay,
chance.
your brother's hair is. I look like Johnny Depp compared to your brother.
Hey, hate to tell you, neither one of you are winning a hair contest. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we sure
Neither
ain't.
one of you.
We sure ain't. Your brother though his hairline is starting to recede.
His hairline saying retreat.
Yep.
Retreat.
Jumping ship.
Yours says let's thin this out, boys. A little too thick in here.
Well, Frank
it's
Grillo.
It's like you're in the Congo and your hair's just cutting through all the heavy shit.
My boy Frank Grillo, who's 50 years old, literally has to get his hair thinned.
I have to get my hair thin. They have to like chop and make it thinner everywhere.
That's so annoying to me.
I hate it.
Shut up.
This fat dick. It's like, all right.
Okay.
All right.
I have everything.
You know, Jay Schaub's coming to town Wednesday night for this live show.
Oh, I like it. Good.
Family's coming too.
Always happy to get me a little Peter and Jay Schaub.
Yeah, right.
We'll have some fun.
I tell you what, my family doesn't. Well, my brother does, obviously, but my family doesn't listen to the show. I don't know how I feel about them coming to the live show. I feel like it's a bad idea.
Why? Because they're going to be shocked at how.
My dad's going to be terrified.
Yeah.
My stepmom? Huh?
Yeah.
What?
We'll be fine. We're there to have fun. We're
yeah.
there to talk.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. They're not ready for the Big Dick Bandit show.
No.
I feel like it's a bad
I should
idea.
probably come up with a song.
For the live show?
Yeah. I don't know.
It'd be nice.
It would,
People
right?
are expecting it, for sure.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm pretty excited for it, though.
Are you?
Or you got my outfit picked out.
You do?
Or you got my outfit and shoes picked out. Got brand new shoes for
You're
the show.
such a girl. Hey, bro. I'm so glad we haven't actually had a chance to talk about this. Now we get to talk about it on the air.
What's that?
You a girl? Or do you really have to model the new quote-unquote kicks you got, which are overpriced sneakers, which are probably $50 to make, but they put a gold medallion on them? Hey!
Are you talking about the greats that?
Yeah.
Oh, that there's only 200 in the world that they made.
Really?
Of bison leather.
No way.
And they
bison
they
leather.
sent me for free because I talked about them.
Oh, you know how soft bison is.
It's soft as fuck.
Really?
I'm sorry, I can't wear a Hey, real quick. You don't do jiu-jitsu.
Don't. Yes, I have.
I'm sorry, I can't wear a fight shirt every single day. Hey, real quick. You're not a fighter.
And you don't know I rolled with Tarek.
I don't care.
Yeah, I rolled with him.
Hey, do me a favor. You gotta quit wearing fight shirts everywhere you go. It's
nope.
embarrassing.
I hang with fighters.
And now you're trying to look like Luke Rockhold.
Yeah,
hey, you're going through an identity crisis.
A little bit, right?
Is it because you're just not tough?
What did you say to me the other day? I was like, you go, just come work out at boxing. I go, no. I go, no, I need somebody who's going to teach me sparring. I'm not interested. You go,
he hasn't worked out in boxing forever.
What do you mean forever? I worked out with Tariq yesterday.
No, at Boxing Burn. When's the last time you were Boxing
It's been a week. Only because of Chris Van Eerden isn't there.
He fought last week, so it couldn't have been a week. It's been longer than
All right, so it's been 2 weeks.
No, because
He's
before
in
that,
South Africa.
No, before that he left.
Nope, it's been 2 weeks.
It's been 4 weeks.
Absolutely not.
Hey, are you lying?
I'm not lying to you.
Brian, are you lying?
It's been you're hurting me.
Either way, I don't get why he just doesn't work out with a regular trainer. He goes, no, man. He's dead serious. He goes, no, I want a guy who's been in there and to teach me,
how to fight.
I'm trying to fight.
I want to spar.
Oh.
And you go like this. Brendan goes, hey, look at me. Look at me. You're not tough. If anything, you're on the other side of tough.
I said, here's tough. Here's you. Just work out. Just fucking work out.
No, I got to close the gap.
I talked to your new trainer today. He's a stud.
I heard he's a real boxer.
Yeah, he's a stud.
I got to get in there.
Mm-hmm. Good dude.
All right.
Just do something.
Boxing Burn.
Do anything.
Do you want to find me? That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
What do you mean do anything? I work out every single day. I'll take my shirt off right now.
No, but you've been doing this workouts and you're like, they're tough, man. They're 30 minutes, this older guy and stuff. I'm kind of... Hey. You're looking kind of gay.
Hey.
It's super fishy. It's super fishy. Your new workouts, super fishy.
What are you trying to say? Because you've never seen me do it?
I've never seen you do it. I've never heard of this guy. And you don't look very good.
Hey.
You look worse since you started working with this guy.
No, that's because I've been driving all day.
And you haven't been taking your honor supplements. I know for a fact.
That's not true. I'm getting on testosterone. I don't give a shit now. I'm getting on testosterone. I'm going to eat
or
a lot.
just
give it up.
Working with that old guy.
Or just hang it up.
The old guy who told you to eat carbs.
You know what bothers me, man, is that you've never really taken an interest in my fight or workout career.
It drives me nuts.
You should be teaching me shit.
Dude, come work out with me tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Boxing Burn, but I do my own thing.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be boxing. I'm going to be hitting mitts, and then I'll match you in anything you do.
Oh, no. You won't. I promise you won't be able to do both.
Really?
Oh, this isn't high school wrestling, Brian.
Oh, really? Really? So what are you going to do that I can't? Because I remember on it, I seem to have been not only neck and neck, but maybe a nose hair better than you.
This is why I can't work out with you.
You know what, dude?
Because it's
Can I be honest with you? You know what I'm disappointed?
It's a joke to you.
No, you know what I'm disappointed
Because I've seen you hit mitts and you sit down. You don't even finish the round. You sit down on the ground.
I never do that.
Look at him smiling.
You know who gets mad when you say that?
Me and Tony go nuts.
No, that was a long time ago.
No, it wasn't.
I went 6 rounds yesterday with Tariq.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care.
Yeah, dude. I'm in shape.
You don't take it serious.
And I'll tell you something else. And we don't have to rehash this.
You know what? Me and Rogan talked about this.
John Wolf can.
Rogan talked about this.
About what? Did you talk behind my back on the fight command?
Not on the fight command. When he got done, you bet your ass we did.
What did you guys say?
I had to throw you under the bus.
Why did you have to throw?
Hey, real quick, how about the Fight Companion?
We
get more views than the actual UFC events.
That's crazy.
It's is the #1 most downloaded podcast in the nation.
What?
In the nation.
Rogan, man.
Crazy, right?
The Rogan effect.
Insane.
You forget
we
how many
talked
people
about
listen
Octopus for an hour.
You did?
Yep.
Why?
Eddie's obsessed with Octopus. I like Octopus. Rogan is a fan of an octopus.
They're very smart.
That's what we're talking about.
And they're playful. And they play.
But then they said one could kill me underwater. I said, nah.
No.
But one of those giant ones, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Then they showed it grabbing a guy's mask and like fucking him up.
Really?
I'd bite the shit out of that calamari.
Yeah, no. Octopus, if it wants the giant ones, I figured that's their house. You know what I mean? Like that's their house.
I agreed to that. I said a giant, like we're talking about like Moby Dick squid here.
The squid. That's a squid. That's not an octopus. That's a squid.
There's big octopus though.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
How big?
It showed one killing a shark.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. That's a big octopus.
Big old octopi.
Octopussy.
Octopussy.
He's an octopussy. I had a very, very, on a serious note.
We wish you were at the Companion, though. I don't mean to change subject, but
I wish I could have been there.
I know. It's a bummer when you're not there.
I'll be there next time.
Maybe. We don't know if you're invited. That's what else we talked about.
Shit.
I'm just kidding.
I've been edged out.
No, I'm just kidding. No. He's a beast, though. He went from Companion and then did 2 sets at the store.
Yeah.
He's a nut.
He's a nut. I had a very moving experience. I want to give a shout out to, this podcast that we do, I'm realizing isn't just about us. It's really important to people. Like every time people come up to me, like in San Jose, I have guys stop me and say, "Look, man, they talk to me, and they're young dudes usually, and they say things like, you're really you guys are an example, and you're so honest, and you talk about your failures, and it's such an inspiration."
They feel like they know us.
Yeah, and they do know us in a lot of ways, and
they don't know the real Brian.
It's cool though to get that sort of intimacy and people who really we mean a lot to. And a guy came up to me, and I was at my friend's concert. Doyle, and he was playing. And
this is in San Jose?
No, this is in L.A. And I didn't tell you about this, but I'm telling you on the air. But the guy came up to me, and he's older, and he said, "Are you Bryan Callen?" And I said, "Yeah." And he shook my hand. And he goes, "Oh man, I listen to the Fighter Kid all the time. I never miss an episode, and I've been listening to you from the beginning, and you make my life so much better." And he was kind of like 45, maybe 50, and it was, and I went, "Thank you very much." And you hear that a lot. And then his wife came up and said, "My husband's dying of cancer, and I want to thank you for making his life in his last days so much better." And then he came back over and he said, "I can't really stand because I have a tumor on my spine, but," and he said, "You guys, I emailed you guys," and he said, and you and Brendan emailed me back," and he started to cry. And I just watched him, and he kind of was holding his face. He's a man, he didn't want to cry. Sorry, he goes, and he kind of got it together, and I wish I remembered his name, but he's from Canada, and I hope he's lining because it means a lot. You could invite
him to a live show for sure.
They were only there. They were only in the U.S. for 48 hours. They had to go back for probably other
stuff. Dang.
But it was really really cool for me because I thought to myself, that's a big responsibility, and I said to him, I said, that means a lot to me, and I wasn't just saying it. I take it very seriously. It was really really cool, and to think that we give somebody like that laughs. And something to listen to in a really shitty time,
For sure.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to tell you that on the air. I was gonna keep it, but it was cool, man. It was cool.
Hopefully he's still alive and kicking.
Yeah, this was only 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just before I went to San Jose.
Damn, man, that's a bummer.
Well, and then I did a little motivational talk because Tarek asked me to come in.
They sent me clips.
Yeah, I didn't see what. But
so what happened? So
Tarek.
Shout out to that guy. I wish you could for sure remember his name.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guy with cancer who loves the show.
Yeah.
Who's older.
Yeah, we
wish we could do something for him.
I know. He's emailed us, I guess, and both of us
emailed
responded.
us. Yeah, I always respond.
Yeah, so do I.
I try to.
Yeah.
To almost everyone.
Sure.
They're tough, man. Especially the tough ones. Someone's going through some shit.
Right.
I usually get back to them.
Well, that's what's interesting is that Tarek, when he was speaking to these kids, at Empower Gym in San Francisco, once a month, he and Yosef take these kids who come from rough neighborhoods and they teach them how to box, and then they give them talks, and they basically try to show them a positive perspective.
Okay.
And Tarek kind of started, and he said, he said he had these kids there, and they were kind of like all kind of just,
How old?
16, 17. He said, "What's the one guarantee, guys? What's the one guarantee we have?" And they were all like, "I don't know."
Death.
Yeah. He goes,
or Callen fucking up a show.
That's Justin. And
who
and
fucks
he goes,
Justin?
Our agent, CIA.
Oh, gotcha.
And he goes, we're all gonna die. And he said,
"Jeez,
man." Well, but it was really cool because he goes, "How are you going to live your life keeping that in the forefront of your brain? Think about that, because you don't know what's guaranteed to you, And so it was kind of a really interesting thing. He said, "That's the one thing I wish I'd known." Now that doesn't mean being
I've heard
impulsive.
that so many times.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I love talking. I see what he's saying.
You don't want to be impulsive, but what he was saying was that he said, just make sure that you live your life in such a way that when you do die, you're content.
It matters.
That you're content. That you don't want a whole lot of regret. That's the
I agree.
Thing,
But don't wake up terrified that you're gonna die.
No, just know that
I get what
nothing's
he's saying.
guaranteed. So kind of like don't just live your life, man. Live your
Okay,
life.
so then you tell these he tells those inner city kids, wake up like you're gonna die, and then they bring in here's Bryan Callen.
And here I come, ladies and gentlemen.
And then you start showing wheel kicks and shit.
Yeah, I was like, guys, if you want to fight,
now you're talking about fighting.
No.
I saw some clips.
No, I was definitely not talking about
What
fighting.
were we talking about with these?
No, all I told those kids was I said, try. People tell you a lot of stuff. Like I hate when people say you got to work hard. I don't like that expression.
It does nothing.
The only thing I would say is that work hard always sounds like dreck. Like really, what are you talking about? Work hard. I hate that expression. The guy works hard. It just sounds like I run hills all day. I think a better thing to tell kids is try, and be consistent. Be consistent. Consistency beats hard work. Like if you show up every day, even for a half hour, it's going to make a big difference.
I don't know if I agree with that. You have to do hard work and be
Yeah,
consistent.
but hard work will come from a consistent mindset, I think.
But the thing is with those kids, I'm sure the reason they're there is because they don't have a vision yet. They don't know where they're going.
Well, that's what.
So when you say hard work and be consistent, like at what?
100%.
Selling drugs.
There you go.
If I want to be the next Pablo Escobar, it's gonna take some hard work and dedication.
Well, what Tarek and I were talking to the kids
For
about.
reals,
yeah.
One thing about those guys is
Yes.
they're evil dudes, but
they
that's
worked
some
hard.
fucking work.
Yes. Well, that's a very good point because Tarek actually started with saying, what does success mean to you? That I want achievement. He goes, what is achievement? What do you want to achieve? And that's a really important thing to isolate. Now, kids don't usually know what they want to achieve, but
They're usually lost.
But at least try to visualize and get in the habit of saying, I want to do in 3 months, I'd like to be here versus where I was. That kind of idea. Momentum and
It's
impact.
tough when you're young, man.
It is.
Like, at least if I didn't have sports, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing.
Right.
But maybe with them being there and hitting mitts and meeting guys like Alden Smith or Justin Tuck, stuff like that, maybe inspires them to pursue sports. Because sports keep you on a direct path. Because when I was in college, my first year, I had terrible grades.
Yes.
I was just doing football, and that's all I care about is football. My head coach brought me in and goes, hey, look at me, man. You're not good enough, nor can we put up with it. If you don't get good grades, football's done. It's over.
Wow.
You have to get better grades or it's over.
Wow.
I was like, Jesus.
Now, did you know how to get better grades? Because part of my
I
problem,
wasn't applying myself.
Yeah, but part of my problem was I didn't know how to. People would say you got to concentrate. When you tell a kid you have to concentrate, I don't know what that means.
I agree. Well, you have ADD. You realize that,
Yes.
right? Yes. So for
especially a kid like me,
you needed medication.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine how you got shit done.
I didn't.
For me, it was just he was like it was just prioritizing. Like instead of whatever doing this, I just decided to do my homework earlier.
Right. And you could do
easy.
that?
Yeah, I went from a 1.8 to a 3.7 GPA.
Okay.
I just applied myself.
Yeah.
Instead of showing up, falling asleep.
But again, when you tell a kid to apply yourself, which was told to me 50,000 times.
Make an effort, you little. My coach is basically like, make an effort, you little bastard.
Yeah.
You're not fucking Emmett Smith here.
Yeah.
Your white ass is a running back. You will be off the team. Yes, sir. Got better grades. I'll tell you, you learn a lot from sports, man, but not everyone's athletic enough or has the desire to do it, so it's not for them.
But you do learn a lot.
I remember in high school, it was my freshman or sophomore year, and it was between me and a senior to get the starting position for tight end. And at the time, since he was older, he was taking reps with the first team, and he was gone. Like, I don't know what the fuck. He was like getting water, and they go, first team, and the coach goes, we need a tight end. And he looks at me. He goes, we need a tight end. And I was young, and I went, and the guy's name was Homer. I'll never forget this. I go, he looks at me. I got nervous. I went, Homer. And my coach, the head coach, Tony Manfredi, best coach I've ever had in anything ever, walks over to me and goes, Homer. I say we need a tight end, and you shout out for the guy who's trying to take your job. He goes, look at me. You're never going to get anywhere in life if you don't fucking grab it by the balls and take it.
Wow.
Get the fuck in there.
Wow.
And I was like,
wow.
yes, sir. Went in there, and then since then, it just shows you how cutthroat things are.
Yes.
Chill's talking about.
Yep.
I remember from that point on, I was like, oh, shit, this is not a game.
Dude, that's
because Homer was my friend.
Yeah,
right?
you just described to me.
Homer was my friend.
You just described to me a like what I call a seminal moment, like a turning point in your life.
What?
Dude, I'm going to tell you a story. I was in my dorm. I was 14 years old, maybe even 13 at boarding school because my parents were still in Saudi Arabia. And I'm in Northfield, Mount Hermon. I'm in Massachusetts. I'd never lived in the United States. I was the first time in the United States. And I didn't even know how to address an envelope. I remember I didn't grow up with TV. I was a total foreigner.
Explains a lot.
And I get in a playful wrestling match with this big kid, and I put him in a headlock, and I held on, and I got him on the ground. I was holding on, and I wouldn't let go. And somebody said, "You did really well." This big guy, Gary. And I had to sign up for a sport, and I desperately wanted to be a wrestler, but I was like, nah, those guys are too muscular. I saw a guy do 36 pull-ups, this senior, and I was like, I can't do 36. I was like, oh, I'm not built for wrestling. I'm a bitch. Not for me, this lifestyle. So I go, and I signed up for intramural jogging, and I was standing there waiting to be in jogging. And
do you have the short shorts?
Yeah, I felt like a terrible, just a loser, and I was sitting there ready to jog because that other stuff, that man stuff, wasn't for me because I was too skinny. And Gary Lane, God bless you, Gary Lane, who was on the wrestling team and a senior, I think, or maybe a junior, said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm signed up for jogging." And he goes, "Nah, you're not signed up for jogging. come with me. And he grabbed me and he pushed me into this
Wrestling?
huge room. And Northfield Manhattan had a tradition of wrestling for 112 years or something since it had been established. And there in these big doors in this New England room is I think it was 3 mats. An entire room was just all mats. Yeah. And that was, and he goes, start running. He goes, the coach goes, you going to wrestle? Come on, run the stairs. And I started running the stairs, and I never looked back. I was so terrified. I was so terrified. Thank God for that guy.
It's scary.
If I hadn't been a wrestler,
worth doing, scary. Anything
worth doing is scary.
I'm scared for our live show on Thursday.
Fuck yes,
for sure.
man.
Keeps me up at night.
I now enjoy and embrace discomfort. I like it. I swear to God.
Yeah, there's different.
'Cause you know why?
There's different kinds of discomfort.
Yeah, but you know what?
Like
now
fighting, I never embraced the discomfort.
That's different.
Ever.
No, can I tell you why I think that's the case?
Well, let me tell this story. I remember when I get to the pro level, I can't remember if it was with Buffalo or with Utah Blaze. I can't remember, but again, it's between me and one other kid making the team. I've always been such a nice guy. I remember it was one-on-one blocking against running backs and linebackers. And I went and I did a good job. I did my job. And then the guy who it's a toss-up, man, who's going to make the team. He goes and he pancakes his guy. And I jump in there and high-five him. I go, yeah, way to go, Eddie, and high-five him. I remember the coach behind me goes, dumbass, just lost his job. And I remember thinking, God, I probably did. But I'm so happy for this guy because he needed it way more than I did. I just remember like him.
I get that.
And then I fell to the back, and I could tell everyone realized like, Schaub's probably not going to make the team. And I just remember like, oh, why am I so happy for this other guy making the team?
Damn, that's such a rude awakening.
I don't have the killer instinct.
I get it, though.
I don't have this killer instinct.
Well, can I tell you something?
I was too friendly.
Yes.
I'm way too friendly. Because he was like, I was like, yeah, high-fived him. I was like, fuck, that was sick, man. Because it was against this big-time linebacker. And he did a great job, showed me up. But I was so happy for him in that moment.
I'm the same way.
And I remember he even was like, yeah, cool, man. I just took your job. Shit. I didn't care though.
Yeah,
I was happy for him.
I know.
It's
I know
weird,
that.
Right?
I know that.
What were you gonna say though?
Well, first of all, I completely and totally understand that, and that's been probably my problem. I just don't have the. You're more of a killer. I'm a
killer in certain areas.
Well, here's what I think. Here's what I really believe. You were a great athlete. You played football on a high level. You fought on a high level. The highest levels, 100%. And given all that, and as hardworking as you were and as good as you were, I actually think at 30 you found your real calling. I think at 30 years old you're doing what you really should be doing. I really believe that.
It makes me smile.
I know, because I think that because I know when it comes to the podcast what you think of this podcast and what the plans you have, and I see the energy you have, and I see how competitive you are. And but the other stuff is something different, because I think this, for the first time in your life, is where you really, really belong. This kind of thing is your home.
Isn't it weird?
It's great.
What if I never met you? Isn't it weird?
What if I never met you? We wouldn't have a podcast.
Isn't it weird the way
this?
life works?
Yeah.
It's fucking
but
weird.
And there it is. But again,
because if I would have beat, I don't mean to cut you off, but if I would have beat Travis Brown, I'd been pursuing this title and still. Like, I'd be like, I'll figure the podcast later. I'll put it aside.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird the way that works?
Well, the question really becomes, I always say this to people too. I think that you did throw your heart and soul into fighting, and it led to other things. Mm-hmm. So whatever you're doing, even if you're not clear on what you're supposed to do what you're currently doing hard and well.
As hard as you can.
Yeah, because I think and I believe that it will lead you to the answers, And you got recognized, you got noticed, that
Which
day.
gave me this platform.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Which my dad taught me that.
But let me say something else.
Go ahead.
I actually think also the fact that you worked so hard at both those things and got to the highest level of fighting in football, it taught you lessons that you're now able to convey to an audience on a microphone. And it also gave you a perspective that people want to hear about, because a lot of that perspective came from blood, sweat, and tears, and real failure, and real disappointment, and dashed expectations, and of course the ecstasy of victory. So it's, in a way, I think when you work as hard as you can at anything, you will naturally engage in the broad spectrum of human emotion.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think in sports, I always felt like I was on the outside looking in every time.
Yes.
Even when I made the team, I felt like I was on the outside looking in because I wasn't the leading rusher in the Big 12. My teammate was.
Yeah.
I wasn't the first round draft pick. My best friend was. And then fighting, again, outside looking in.
Yeah.
I'm training with these guys. I'm not Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
I'm not GSP. I'm not Shane Carwin.
Yeah.
So I always felt like I didn't belong. Always, man.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking,
heartbreaking.
but thank God.
I guess.
Oh, come on.
I guess, man.
Thank
that shit is tough.
God, huh?
That shit is tough. Oh, why? Because we were one of the Nike schools, and we would open up our cubbies, and the captains or the star athletes would get special shoes. You know how I am into shoes and stuff? They'd get these gold shoes, and I'd open, and I'd have the basic. Like it devalues you. It like makes you like feel like less.
Yeah,
like
of
it makes
course.
you feel like I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Of course.
It demeans you.
Of course.
It make sense?
Well, no, I mean, I always say this.
And I'd look at like, oh, cool, man.
My whole life, I would feel like, I don't know, but just my whole life, I always felt like I was the sort of awkward, like I would go to Europe. I remember I was in Switzerland and I saw these like really rich Swiss and French and German, Italian families. When you see like the wealthy Europeans, everybody is dressed to a T. Everybody somehow looks really healthy and good.
Yeah.
They have such style. They've come up with such culture. And then it would be like me, my mom, my dad, and my sister.
You're like, God damn
These
it.
awkward Americans. I wouldn't
like
be. I'd be. You look
Yeah.
at the way I dress now.
Yeah.
Imagine me as a kid.
I can't.
With my shitty straw hair.
can't remember.
And I just always felt like I was just like we were like hey, here comes the fucking marching band.
Like National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah. But fuck, man, I don't know.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. Well, here we are. Here we are, man. People seem to like us. People seem to like the stand-up. That was a pretty cool feeling when you get all those people saying, "Hey."
I'm excited for these live shows because in here we just have Evan and Special K to stare at, right? So you don't
Yeah.
really get the feedback. The live shows, you're
yeah.
gonna get a live reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going nationwide, baby.
Don't pee or anything. Don't get upset.
Pee my pants
Yeah.
on stage.
You get
What if I did piss my pants on stage?
pissed? Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure,
Let's
Brian.
just jump from the live show to another live show I watched, which was Big Country and Josh Barnett. And this is a serious question.
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious. Do you think
away, my friend.
that Big Country's beard actually absorbs the shots from those uppercuts?
To a very small extent. If you ask Mark Hunt, he would probably beg to differ because he knocked him out with an uppercut.
Yeah.
But
Mark Hunt though is also,
it doesn't. I mean, what are we talking about? Anyone who picks on that's a fight. Anyone who picks that
I
out
just wonder.
doesn't know fighting.
I wonder.
It helps with submissions.
It does?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you have that big beard, it makes
Yeah.
it tougher to get a hold of stuff, right? And it protects. You have extra cushion there.
Right, but
So
I wonder.
submissions, it helps a little bit.
Yeah.
And remember when Roy fought Kimbo, if people remember this, Roy wanted Kimbo to shave his beard because of that.
Really?
And now Roy has this magnificent beard,
He's got a magnificent beard.
giant beard.
I
He looks
really-
every bit of 55.
I feel like.
That beard, he
Well,
looks like he should be in the Lord of the Rings. And I love Roy.
Yeah.
Roy knows this. I think he's great for the sport. I obviously fought him. We lived in the house together. Great dude. Roy's almost 40. He looks like fucking, like he should be like, thou shalt not pass. Like he has that beard.
Yeah,
You
like
know what
a
I'm saying?
giant wizard /
Where if he was in
like
Lord of
giant.
the Rings, you would walk up and like, yeah, that makes sense. That's what they look like. However, this wizard's eating everything in sight.
Well, by the way,
This wizard's eating
and-
the small hobbit.
well, I was gonna say, I think Roy.
the fattest I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he obviously ate a human being before he came on. And here's the thing about him. I mean, I've never seen him. I was about to say this. He
the fattest I've ever seen him.
100%. He looks heavier than I've ever seen him.
You know what? I appreciate it though. I saw it was like right on. At some point, Roy was just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Right. But
Fuck it.
having said that, he's so talented. He's such a good athlete. He's such a great fighter. And he fought 5 rounds with that gut, but he was exhausted. And I just can't help but to think, Roy, you're so talented, you're so good, and you do all of it with that gut. I really wonder if
he
he was
lost weight?
30 pounds, 40 pounds lighter.
Rogan and I had the same discussion.
What would happen? He'd be
I don't know if he's Roy Nelson. If you take that gut away and you take that identity away from him.
Isn't that like saying, I don't know if Brian's on time, I don't know if that's Brian? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like.
Yeah, or if you had hair and you look like fucking Luke Rockhold, are you going to be Bryan Callen? Probably not. You're not going to be very funny.
Right.
Roy's always been that ugly duckling.
Yeah.
Roy's always, when we're in the Ultimate Fighter house, Roy wouldn't wear the Ultimate Fighter shit. Notice, he wore just black shirts most of the time because he was so, they're not paying me to wear this. He was the first guy I was like, oh, whoa, Roy, we're going to get in trouble if you talk like that.
Yeah.
Roy never gave a fuck. Even to this day, if you ask Roy about things, he will give his opinion. He was the first guy I've ever met in my life. When we were on the Ultimate Fighter, this was going to catapult everyone's career. He would always be like, no, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing shit.
Jesus.
And then they would say, well, can you talk about this? Nope, you're not paying me to talk about that. He was the first businessman. Now, but he was to a T with everything.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, Roy, can you put this UFC glove on? No, you're not paying me to wear this UFC glove. No, I get that, man, but it's just for the shoot. No, I'm not doing it. Talk to my agent, pay me to wear that glove.
Wow.
It's like, bro, but you're with the UFC. So to him, it was almost a fault.
Yeah.
Where he was so anti-Dana, anti-UFC. And him and Dana have had their issues. But a guy like Roy, yeah, he's won in his last 5, I think, or won in his last 4. He's lost some of the best in the world. You can't let a guy like Roy go.
No.
Were you going to let Roy Nelson go to Bellator?
No.
No, Roy's going to die in the UFC.
He's too much fun to watch. And
Roy's going to die in the UFC.
Yeah. Roy, no, you see him,
I don't know what's next for him, though. I don't know what you do with Roy. What's next for Roy?
Well, I know what's next for Roy. Apparently, he's doing some stand-up.
That's not next for Roy. No, look at me. What's next for Roy? Roy is a fighter as fighters get. When I watched that fight, I went, that's a fucking fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter, man.
I'm sure, try stand up. That's great. No, what's next for Roy, in all honesty?
As in
fighting.
Fight? Yeah. I'll tell you.
He's fought everyone.
I was really impressed.
Everyone.
I was really impressed with Josh Barnett. He looks really good to me.
He looked good?
Yeah.
He looked good. He's lost some weight, huh?
Yeah. Did you think he fought differently in this fight than he has in any other fight? He was more busy. He looked more busy.
He was more busy, but I also think that's the way you beat Roy Nelson. Like, you look at Stipe, he was busy.
Yeah.
You look at all the guys, DC, he was busy. Like, you can't stand back and let Roy fire off these huge right hands.
Yeah.
I thought Roy looked better. His grappling looked amazing. He took
him
Barnett
down twice.
No, 4 times.
4 times, yeah.
And Barnett's not easy to take down.
No.
That gives a blueprint on Barnett now. The next guy he fights is going to start taking him down. He's going to do some damage, I think.
You think so?
But Barnett's aware of that. He's as vet as it gets. I like Barnett.
Barnett strikes me as a very cerebral fighter, very, very smart.
One of the smartest in the world.
Really?
Hands down.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know what's next for Roy. One out of your last 5, it's tough, man. It's tough. Is he ever going to be a title holder? Never.
I would tell him, I would literally say, maybe what's holding you back is the exhaustion, and you could stand to lose. It's an idea. You could stand to not eat all the food. Maybe if you didn't eat all the food.
Maybe stay out of Chuck E. Cheese.
You're so talented. You're such a badass. Maybe, you know what I mean? For real. Like
he's going to be 40. He's going to be 40. He's 1 out of his last 5.
Yeah. Well,
what do you do, man? It's tough.
That's an amazing career, by the way. But I don't know. I think it's probably worth investing in
a nutritionist.
Losing 30 pounds.
To make 205.
Make it 40 pounds.
60.
He's 260.
60 pounds wouldn't kill him.
It wouldn't, and I think he could do it. And I think he could do it. I think he could get down to 205. Can you imagine Roy Nelson at 205?
I know I can't.
Wow.
I think at 4, he's gonna be 40. That's a lot to ask, man.
Well,
because weight as you get older is tougher to lose. You realize this, right? Cutting weight's tougher to do when the older you get.
Sure.
Now he's 40. He's been this way forever.
Yeah.
But at 1-5 or 1-4 his last 5, you would think he's like, oh, well, I got to do something.
I agree.
Unless they start tossing Roy gimme fights, which would be
Here's
awesome.
an idea. Don't get heavier. When you got to fight a monster like Josh Barnett for 5 rounds, the fact that you come in.
His grappling look good,
He's
though.
amazing.
It's the best I've seen
Roy
him
Nelson
look.
is amazing. Roy Nelson is, I said this to you, I just can't believe what an athlete he is. Like, it's just so deceptive.
He's a phenomenal athlete, yeah.
And a great fighter. I mean, he's amazing.
He's a good guy, too.
Yes. I love the guy. I think I don't know him, but as a fighter and as a fan, I think he's amazing. I would like to see him. He's aggressively. It's almost like I'm going to gain even more weight. And look at this belly.
I know, but Brian, he's like I said, I hate to rain on the parade, but he's 40, so he has a career resurgence at 40 and cuts to 205, and then does what? Then he fights a guy like Rumble Johnson or these monsters.
It's all monsters.
What do we do?
They're all monsters.
It depends what you want.
Are you saying maybe he should think about retiring at this point?
No, I'm not saying that because people think since Rogan told me that, I tell guys this. I'm just saying, what do you do? I think we need to come up with a plan.
Right.
I don't think Roy keeps fighting at heavyweight and keeps losing.
Right.
I don't think that's good for his brand.
Sure.
I don't.
Or his brain.
Yeah, or his brain, because he has such a good chin. He's eating shots, man.
Yes.
And those guys with those real good chins, that catches up down the road. Mm-hmm. I just think we figure out a plan here. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. I couldn't tell you. That's why I asked Rogan the same thing. What do you do if you're Roy? He goes, I lose weight. But at 40, it's like, what do you do, man? Yeah. It's fucking tough.
Yeah, it's really tough.
I wish I had an answer for him. Believe me, I'd text him right now and be like, hey, this is what you should do. I don't, man. And I'm for sure that guy to text you.
Now with a guy like Roy, when he's been fighting for the UFC for so long and he retires, does he get any kind of a severance package or a retirement? He's been fighting for.
Oh, why? Because he's been fighting for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
And he's the Ultimate Fighter winner. Yeah, you know what they do? This is what you're going to get. Your severance package is, I think, all the Reebok pumps you can handle, and then a tweet that says, hey, thanks for the good times. That's your severance package from the UFC.
I feel like that's a little anemic.
It's
crazy,
right?
It's a little anemic. I feel like it's a little undernourished, that package. Is there any way we can...
Is there any way we can bulk that up?
I don't want to start any controversy, but I just feel as though that...
Is there any way we can bulk that up?
I don't want to be accused of asking you a question I know the answer to or anything.
Hey, Roy, listen, I love it that you risk your body and your brain for us for all these years and put on such amazing fights. A matter of fact, you have the most bonuses that I've any UFC heavyweight to ever enter the octagon, which is great. Those knockout bonuses, we love that. We really appreciate that. Now, listen, we're going to give you $250 to the Reebok store. Get all the pumps, all the fight kits you can handle, my man. And then, if that's not good enough, and then we're going to post on Instagram your retirement.
And you get a free appearance on The Fighter and the Kid.
And then guess what? On top of that, we'll throw you in some shows. We'll put you on UFC Tonight every now and then. $1,700 after taxes, my man. Don't say we didn't give you anything. Thanks for the memories.
Brendan.
See ya.
Brendan.
That's live.
You're out of line.
That's life, my man.
I want to get Roy on their podcast. Where does he live?
Vegas.
Roy.
I'm sure you'd come here.
Get out here.
I forgot to tell you guys. You know who we have on the podcast on Friday? Dwayne Ludwig. He wants a voice for Uriah Faber talking all this shit.
Oh, boy.
I forgot to tell you that.
Controversy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you can come on my show.
Oh, boy.
I love Dwayne.
Yeah.
Love the guys at Alpha Male, too.
Me too.
Should be interesting.
We're Switzerland in this one.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not you. I have a backbone.
I am.
I see both points, and I'll argue both points.
I don't know both points.
I do. Know them very well, too.
Oh, you do?
Yep, sure do.
Oh, boy.
I'm not Bryan Callen.
You going to stir the pot a little bit?
I'm going to let Dwayne voice his opinion.
What am I going to do?
You're going to do nothing, just like you did with me.
This is me. I'm going to go, hey, Dwayne, is there any way you could teach me a little of this stuff, the angle stuff?
No, this is you. Bro, but no, this is you. To Dwayne's face, it's fucked up what they're doing, man. It's uncalled for. Uriah walks by, bro, how about Dwayne? It's crazy, man.
Two-faced.
Old
Two-faced.
Old Two-faced Callen.
Old Two-faced Callen, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but listen, I've known Dwayne when I first started was literally the only guy who didn't hate me in the gym. It was full of all these killers. He saw me spar with Shane. He came up to me and was like, hey, man, you can go as far as you want in this sport. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow.
Coming from a guy like Dwayne, my first day in the gym, I was like, what? And Dwayne he hated everybody. And when he came told me that, I was like, oh, wow, I'm going to continue doing this.
Wow.
He's always been a fan of mine since day one.
Dwayne Ludwig, I mean, you have to also give him his due for what he did with TJ Dillashaw and stuff like that. The guy's a mad
The entire
scientist.
team. Yeah. Look at their winning percentage since he's been there. It's insane.
He's no joke. Yeah. I'm not.
No, listen, I'm not here to start controversy, but Dwayne's a good buddy. He wants to get his voice out.
Sure.
Obviously, Hawani, all he does is interview fighters.
Yeah.
So why not?
Hawani gave Uriah about an hour on this, and did he interview Dwayne about it?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I think he's had him on before, but he hasn't had him back on.
That's interesting.
Cue to Ariel reaching out to Dwayne now.
And
let's get this out before the Fire and Kid. Our numbers will still beat you. The thing is, though, is Dwayne is such a good dude. And if he wants to give an opinion, he can give his opinion on
Friday
show.
then, huh?
Friday's coming in hot.
What time?
Coming in hot.
I didn't know.
3:30.
Ooh.
He's flying in from Denver just to do our podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He wants his voice heard.
All right. Awesome. That sounds great. I'm excited. Should we go into some...
What do you got, Ev?
Fuck that guy.
So we got a We got a big one just for humanity in general. NASA confirmed that there's flowing liquid water on Mars.
Yep. Saw that. Saw it. Don't really care. No, I do care.
So basically, okay, cool. So we're going to go to Mars and pollute it. That's all this means. Let's go to Mars and fuck it up, everybody.
Yeah, I wonder. The one thing they were talking about
is can not text.
No, I'm looking for a really cool event that I want to share too. But the thing about water on Mars is just the fact that we know that, and just the fact that we literally are able to say that there's water on Mars. And how far away is it? Oh, I know. Wait, it took us how long? Was it 3 years with a spacecraft going 37,000 miles an hour?
People are going to go there now, though.
Yeah, or was it 9 years? Did it take 9 years to get there? Something like that. And we landed on Mars with a parachute. What?
Well, now there's water, so let's go there and destroy that planet. That's all that's going to happen. All that means is, all right, let's go find it and destroy it.
Yeah.
We don't add value to any of the planets.
Well, what was Elon Musk said, the guy who created Tesla, they go, yeah, we can create life on Mars. They go, what do we do? He goes, well, we'll just set off nuclear bombs. We just nuke it, and it'll heat it up. And Steve Colbert was like, oh, you're officially a supervillain, aren't you? You're a supervillain.
He wanted to nuke everything?
I guess you would just, if you detonated nuclear bombs on Mars, somehow it would heat the atmosphere or something like that. I mean, the problem is there's no air.
Is it freezing?
It's really cold. We're not going to live there for a long time. Oh, it's freezing, as in it's crazy freezing. Like it's something like 200 degrees below zero or some shit.
Well, then it's not. Well, the water would be frozen then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Are you lying right now?
No, there's water.
Because they found
but
flowing water.
The water, apparently, the subterranean under, and it's not on the surface, but apparently the water at times, apparently.
This sounds like bro science. A lot going on right now.
Is flowing. So that's what I heard today on BBC. Pretty crazy. What does that mean, though?
Means that Mars has the possibility of sustaining life, of sustaining biological life.
Do you believe in aliens, Callen?
I believe that there's got to be, in the billions of galaxies,
100%.
There's got to be other life forms.
I think our government has seen them too.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No, 100% no. Why would they keep that a secret? For what? And who? And how does the government keep a secret? Find me when the government can keep a secret. They have a really hard time. And do you know why? Because there are so many different branches of government,
so
all of whom are always trying to
what about Area 51?
Undermine the other ones.
What about Area 51?
Area 51 was, from what I understand, a military, testing site and stuff. But there are many people who believe in aliens there. And there's this, people love the idea that the government is hiding these things from us because they know things that are just too dangerous for us. It's all movie stuff.
Well, you think it's all movie stuff? The government was listening to people's phone calls. I do think the government has secrets,
but yeah.
And we wouldn't have found that out unless homeboy that worked for the government released that information.
Yeah.
Yes,
100%. Oh, I think the government.
So you think the government's transparent in everything?
No.
You don't think they
the biggest
anything.
threat to our freedom is the fact that government grows and the government will try to take your freedom away. 100%. I think the NSA and all those intelligence agencies have to have transparency.
We wouldn't have found any of this out.
Correct. What I'm saying, isn't
it
interesting that we did find out? That a lot of conspiracies and a lot of things, whenever people try to do things that are secretive, including Volkswagen. People find these things out.
Eventually.
Thank God, yeah. But you're right. I'm not giving government credit for saying that there are certain branches of the government that would like to grow, gain more power, and push their agenda through. And in some cases, that agenda might be domestic surveillance, or whatever it might be.
But I don't think it's out of the realm to think government has seen an alien, doesn't want to alert the public to
My
it.
only problem with that
I don't
is
think
that
that's weird.
Who in government, how would you keep it a secret? Say you had how many people had seen it, right?
Well, we wouldn't have heard about them monitoring everyone's cell phone unless Snowden came out, who's an employee of the government.
But say they found an alien, kind of incredible, right? It would kind of change. Think about finding life, and this scientist today was talking about on NPR. He said, to find life in another galaxy would actually upend. There are two things that we ask, right? Where do we come from, and are we alone? And that's how he framed the debate.
No, obviously, we're not alone.
And he said, if we did find that we weren't alone, what would it do about our notion of being the center of the world, our mythology, our religion? It would just upend our entire belief system. It would be so incredible and so just fascinating. And I just don't think scientists who would be the ones who found it, or even military people, this idea that shady military people are people, right? Just they're curious, they have children, they have families.
Yeah, but there's clearance levels.
Yeah, but the idea of keeping that a secret, why? Why would we keep it a secret? What would be? It'd be a world thing, right?
I talked to a guy who's very high up in the
something
very high up in something for the anti-terrorism team. And he said if CNN report, no, this is true. No, I know you think you know everything, but check this out. This guy works for them. Said if
no, I'm just laughing.
No,
it was
listen.
very general.
No, yeah. I can't. He told me not to talk about it. That's why.
Right.
So he said if CNN report on how many terrorist attacks that they intercept and that are planned that are in the United States, we'd be in a constant state of frenzy.
100%.
So a lot of information we don't get because they don't want society freaking out all the time.
100%.
He said as close as they've come to attacking American stuff, cities, and important stuff that they intercept, if that stuff got out, we'd constantly be freaked out.
I believe that 100%. I believe that 100%. I think that we stop.
So you don't think that's the case with certain other things?
I don't think that the U.S. government has ever seen an alien. And I don't think there's any evidence to it. I know there are people that there's a cottage industry to this, but I don't think there's ever been any credible evidence. I think there's a lot of hearsay, and there are fuzzy pictures, and there's lots of people who used to work there.
I don't think we've ever seen one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I don't think the public's ever seen one. I don't think there's a picture out there.
Yeah.
But to think that the government's never had any sort of anything.
Well, first of all, the government would be NASA, right? So NASA are a bunch of civilians, aren't they? And NASA is a big, big place with lots of people who are sending signals out there. And so when you look at NASA, it's teams of people.
True. And you're saying one of them's going to be a snitch eventually.
Yeah. I mean, to keep a secret from a bunch of scientists who have a moral obligation. In fact, it's funny you're bringing this up because I was listening on NPR to a panel of scientists talking about this. And they said, so funny, they said, what would you do if we found an asteroid was coming to the Earth and we were going to all die in 3 weeks?
I'll take a selfie.
And they all said, well, as scientists, we have a moral right to tell everybody because withholding information is an act of censorship, and it's un-American.
Well, you have an asteroid going to come destroy the world, but if it's a fucking alien, you touch down, it's like, oh, this is cool. So
I think you'd have a hard time keeping that a secret from all those people.
I don't think so.
First of all, I think there's no law that says you would keep society. But the way astronauts and those teams that go home every day and interact with other people.
You're saying there'd be a snitch along the line.
It just would be, they'd be like, we saw a fucking alien today.
Now you don't.
Scientists and human beings are curious, and the press.
Well, how about Snowden?
They all have press contact.
Yeah, but how about Snowden? If he never came out and said what he did, we would have no idea that they were monitoring our cell phones.
Well, there was always speculation. There was always speculation.
No
and
proof.
There were plenty of people who were saying,
there's tons of speculation on aliens.
Right, but why is the NSA? What's going on here with the Patriot Act? And what are these stipulations? And what are these secret court orders? And why can't we? So there was always like, what's going on in these secret courts?
But we had never had proof until a guy with that high a clearance came and snitched.
Yes, that's right.
And you don't think that's going on in other stuff? Think how many employees were in that place?
I do. I do think that there are. I do think that there are things that go on. But then I'll read an article in the New York Times 10 years later, 5 years later, 4 years later, and this is or the Wall Street Journal. And you hear about some of the things that the CIA, for example, was doing with prisoners at this place called the Salt Pit and things like that, where you go, whoa, there was some extrajudicial stuff going on. So it's hard. I'm just saying it's very hard for a government, for an intelligence agency, for the military, for anybody to keep a secret for a long time. And they do keep secrets. And a ton of secrets. Yeah, and stuff. But I do think giant things like that would be really hard. So you're counting on snitches. I just don't think
someone's going to snitch on an alien?
I don't think the government's ever seen an alien.
I do.
Yeah. I don't think we found life yet, my friend.
I do.
In a galaxy. But we're trying. You got a lot of people actually sending signals out there. Mathematics, radio signals, all that stuff. To see if we get something back. But I don't think we're there yet. Curious to think what will happen.
It's weird, huh?
Curious to think what will happen. Here's a current event.
You think we'll ever see an alien in our lifetime?
Did you hear about this event?
You're doing your own events now?
A 46-year-old man hunted down and attacked a 13-year-old boy because the boy basically killed him too many times in Call of Duty.
He killed him?
No, he beat him up.
How old's the guy?
46 years old.
Well, you're a loser, sir.
Yeah.
How bad did he beat up the kid?
I don't know. But I'd like to say one other thing. There is a bird for my dropping knowledge segment.
Whoa. You're going to do dropping knowledge now in the middle of current events? Or do you want to save it maybe?
I could save it, but I just thought it'd be nice since I'm on it.
I guess. Okay, so I guess.
No, we'll keep going. Let's keep going.
Well, I guess we'll just combine everything and not follow the way the show for 100 episodes is done. But if you want to, I guess just throw it in. So, do you want to talk about the guy who caught up to the kid, or are we over that?
Keel, you doing creep line?
Hey, hold on.
Hey, you want to throw a fan question in there too?
Yeah,
let's just throw it together.
It's a big smorgasbord. Sorry, I had it on my phone, and I just, it's just right there.
Couldn't wait, huh?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the guy fucking beating up the kid for a second before you drop knowledge?
Yeah.
How about that guy?
Yeah. Somebody look that up for more detail on that, please.
We really don't need more detail. 46 beat up a 13-year-old.
Killed him
First
too
of all,
many times in Call of Duty.
If you're 46 playing video games, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Something went
You're playing
wrong.
online.
A little something went wrong, didn't it?
Ooh, it's a
little,
bummer.
little something went wrong.
And if you're 46, listen to this, and you're the guy that plays video games, hey man, I don't want to hear it on my Instagram or email.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
Maybe don't listen to the show anymore, huh?
Yeah. Maybe kind of just don't subscribe to the Fighter Kid anymore.
Yeah. If there's any way you could not be part
If
of
you're
our
46, you
fan
play
club.
video games and still eat hot tamales,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go ahead and leave.
Is that him?
Oh fuck!
And
yeah,
he
that's
looks,
him.
Well, I'm 40.
He looks like
I'm
Yellow
48.
Bastard from
he
Sin
looks
City.
a little older than me. He's not doing too well.
You know what? Can I? And I want to be honest with you here,
Yeah.
Callen. You guys have the same face hair and hair.
God damn it, Brendan. That's not funny.
It's not funny.
He's from England. Mark Bradford snapped after facing repeated taunts, name-calling, and defeat at the hands of a 13-year-old. Bradford decided changing classes in the game or altering his taxes.
The kid was unharmed. The 13-year-old was unharmed by the 46. Obviously, he can't fight if he's 46 playing video games.
He proceeded to choke him. The boy's 33-year-old mother was there and managed to pull Bradford off, leaving the boy with a few scratches and a red neck, but otherwise unharmed. Bradford then silently left and returned home, where he was soon arrested. All right. There you go.
The guy looks like he smells like hummus.
Call of Duty.
The guy looks like he smells like hummus, eats hot tamales, and jacks off to Asian
Well, he looks
porn.
like he just came out of the ground. He looks like a human larva.
He looks like Yellow Bastard from
Yeah.
Sin City.
Get some sun, bro. Get some sun.
Hey, man, get a life.
Yeah, get a
Get
life.
a life.
Get a life. Get some sun. Get some vitamins in you. And don't choke 13-year-olds
get some
for beating
vitamin
you
C
at
in
Call
you, bud.
of Duty.
God damn it. What's
Yeah.
wrong with that guy?
I don't know.
What else you got, Ev?
This is ridiculous.
That's funny.
That's the definition of a loser.
Yeah.
And where's the
Doesn't get
kid's
much
dad?
worse
Why
than
didn't the dad beat up that dork?
Kid wasn't daddy. Wasn't around.
Kid doesn't have a dad. It's
What
a
if it was
bummer.
Brennan Schaub? If it was Brennan Schaub's kid, you might have that. That's what would get you to beat the fucking shit out of somebody, right?
I'd beat the fuck out of that guy.
Would you start punching him, or would you just choke him to death?
I wouldn't kill him. I don't know what I'd do to him. I'd make a video of it. I'd make sure I'd tell my son to get my phone and record it so we can embarrass the guy. I might break his hand so he can't play video games ever again.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'd break his fingers one by one.
How would you do that?
Let me see your finger. No,
Ah!
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna do this.
Ah! That hurts.
Not
Damn,
that
you could
bad.
really break the shit out of somebody's finger.
Yeah, man. Look at my fingers. They're all
Dude,
fucked up.
that would really hurt.
Yeah, it would. Mafia style.
Ah.
I'll just hold his hand and hit it with a hammer.
Would you take his thumb off, maybe?
The thumbs are tough. The thumbs are tough, but I could just do that.
Yeah, you could.
See? Sorry, bro.
He could never play video games again.
I know. Or you do this one. Make him like
Hey,
a penguin.
don't split my hand into. I'm not Spock.
Jeez, you're not flexible at all.
Well, I don't know. It scares me that
Do it
you
to
even want to
me.
do that,
Do it
man.
to me.
That would really hurt. Yeah, I could pull your fingers open.
Not a chance.
I could
You're not
pull your
strong
fucking-
enough.
Dude, I'm not gonna do it.
Do it. Dude, my fingers are stronger than your arms.
I don't wanna
I
hear
can
it.
hold Callen
No,
like
you
this.
can't.
What?
I
The
just don't
force
wanna-
be with you,
Hey,
son.
man, you got
Look at
power.
that.
Whoa, you
Hey.
bro, you
I'm
a
like the
Are
penguin.
you a Vulcan? Is that what happened to your ears?
Maybe.
Oh man, sharp ears. A Vulcan power.
What's the Vulcan sign? It's this?
Yeah,
Hey, man.
I'm looking at some other
God
stuff.
damn it. What else you got, Ev? Callen's distracted.
All right. The UFC scheduled an event at Madison Square Garden, even though MMA is still banned there. So
But
they're kind
they're
of pulling a power move.
They're hoping it doesn't get banned.
Yeah, they're putting in. They submitted an injunction that rules that the ban on MMA in New York is unconstitutional. So they're scheduling an event and basically saying, "Fuck you, we're we're gonna get this to happen in 2016.
Well, it doesn't work like that because New York's like, well, it's not approved. So
There's
schedule whatever
some
you
small
want.
unions that might be involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in those unions. So unless you get approved, it does not matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I hope Madison Square Garden goes off. That'd be amazing.
They booked it for April 23rd of next year.
I hope John
They're
Jones is
holding that
back
date.
by then. Headlines the card. That'd be sick.
Have
John
we
Jones,
heard
Chris
Pete
Weidman.
won out of?
Yeah, he's going to, I think, it's soon, right? His court date's soon.
It was, it's
real
tomorrow,
soon.
I think.
Smartest thing he did was disappear. They can't really prove anything, can they?
What the fuck's wrong with you? Smartest thing he did is disappear?
Yeah.
No,
From
Brian.
a legal perspective, yeah.
No, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, no.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, no. Listen.
What?
God damn it. He didn't disappear. He came back and got money.
Doesn't matter. You know
No, it
why?
does
No,
matter.
you know why?
It does matter.
No, you know why? Because they didn't catch him. So you know what happens?
No, they
I
did
was
catch
disoriented.
him. No, he wasn't. You can't use that as an excuse. That's what they're saying. If he would have just ran off,
Yeah.
he could use that excuse.
Yeah.
Since he ran off, came back, grabbed money and all his gear,
Yeah.
and a cop saw him do all this, an
A cop
eyewitness
saw him
cop
do that.
saw him do all this, you can't do that. Oh, and then the pregnant lady broke her arm, and she's pregnant. And she's pressing charges. So, no, the smartest thing you did wasn't running off.
It was the
was
dumbest
coming-
thing. The smartest thing he did was run off. The dumbest thing he did was coming back.
None of it's smart.
Yeah.
You shouldn't put those words together. You're smarter than that.
Oh, well, listen, a cop, I mean, legally speaking, that's what, it's a terrible thing to think about.
If you're under the influence, you
Yes,
should run
yes,
off. That's
yeah.
what they say.
That's what
Now,
they say.
if a cop sees you physically run into the lady, then sees you run off, come back.
Well, you know what would be a
you're
human
screwed.
thing to do? You know what would be a good human thing to do? Is when you hit a pregnant woman and you break her arm, to check on her. That would be what a human being, a good human being would do. You'd check on her. You'd put that person
Well,
first because
that's-
she's pregnant.
That's what a good person does.
Yeah, and you broke her
But
arm.
you're thinking about yourself and your career, so you take off.
Oh, cool. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's
He's in
really-
trouble.
He's in a little trouble.
He's in trouble.
He's in a little trouble.
However, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight at Madison Square Garden in April against Chris Weidman.
That's the thing when somebody's that
Or
talented.
Cain. It's tough, man, because I don't, you know me, I don't like I don't like bad people, man.
Yeah.
That's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Hard to root for you.
Hard to get sponsorship, too.
Nope. Sponsored by Reebok.
No matter what.
They have to sponsor him.
They must. How do you know? We don't know yet.
No, we do know.
Yeah.
We do know. We know 100% if you fight in the UFC, you're sponsored by Reebok.
Yeah.
You have no other option.
No, I understand, but could Reebok say, not him, everybody else?
No, you can't. It's a uniform now.
Hmm.
So let's say Alden Smith got in trouble. Can the Raiders take their logo off of him, but he still plays? Nope. Can Nike on the jersey go, you know what? We like everyone on the team, but this guy, let's just take that little check off. Nope.
No.
If you sponsor one, you sponsor everybody.
Oh, boy.
Reebok sponsoring John Jones when it comes back.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
They might sell more kits. They need fucking something. Maybe do an orange one for John Jones if he goes to jail. Maybe do like an orange kit to boost sales. They need some help.
That's
so
a little
bad.
bit of genius, by the way.
Right?
That
if it was just all orange
Dude,
and said
you
Jones.
got a good marketing name. And,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
for real. You have a very good marketing mind. If they had any balls at all, they would sell a fucking with stripes, a white and
orange.
black stripe, or all orange.
all orange. It says Jones on the back.
I'd buy it,
I would. That's the one
dude.
kit
That's
I would buy.
that's a stroke of genius. Are you kidding me,
It would be great.
dude?
They don't have the balls to do it,
Ah,
and they hate money. Apparently, they hate money because they
dude.
come out with these shitty
Submit
kits.
your own design. You're really good at that.
I'm not helping Reebok out. My brother wore a pair. Did I tell you this? My brother wore a pair of Reeboks to Costa Rica. Threw them off the balcony. I'll buy you new shoes. Here, take mine. I'd rather walk barefoot through Costa Rica than see you in Reeboks. No one around me will ever wear Reebok. That's my problem, man. I'd love to fight one more time. I can't bow down and wear Reebok. There's no way, man. There's no way I could do that.
I understand.
It'd go against everything I stand for. If I walked out with a big brown Schaub Reebok kit on, what? Everyone would laugh at me. Everyone would laugh. Let me wear my own Fire in the Kid kit. I'll fight.
Now you're talking.
There you go.
Now you're
I can wear Fire in the Kid kit. I'll come on out.
Can I be there too with my own
Of
kid?
course.
Hey, everybody.
Throwing in the stands.
A kid.
Big,
Throwing
big, bandit, big.
punches.
Shadow boxing
Holding
behind me.
mitts for you, like out
Ooh,
there
that'd
as you
be
warm
sick.
up. Let's go, man. Let's go.
That'd be sick.
Brian, what the fuck? Brian Callen's giving him advice. The double leg.
That'd be sick. Or we wear the John Jones orange jail kit.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, but just boosts sales.
We bootleg our own.
And then I have the snitch hat, like the Shawshank guy, just the the weird snitch hat the guy always wears in prison.
Yes.
I'd wear one just to look the part. Be sick.
Oh my God. Well,
I don't know how I haven't got fired yet. What do you got, Evan?
That's a wrap on current events. Brian, did you want to drop some knowledge?
I do want to drop some knowledge. Here's a riddle for you kids. Let's see if you can get it. What historical figure was a vegetarian, did yoga, and had one testicle?
Well, what field is he in? Can you give us an idea?
Let's put it this way: he was a historical figure, and he was a bad guy.
Bad guy in what arena, though? Help me out a little here.
He's one of the worst guys in history.
Stalin?
Nope.
Not Hitler.
Yes.
God, I'm killing it on this dropping knowledge shit.
Yeah.
God, I feel like I get smarter hanging
Hitler
out
was
with
a
you.
vegetarian, one testicle, and
He was a vegetarian?
and very much into
He's
yoga.
the meanest vegetarian of all time?
Yep.
Maybe give him some meat.
And
You would be such a
according
dick.
to historians, celibate, had never really had sex with Eva Braun or anybody else.
Really? Because he had
Yes.
that side piece. I watched a documentary on him. He had a side
Braun,
piece,
Eva Braun.
and it was his cousin.
Eva Braun, but he was not. Apparently, he never had sex with her. Apparently, that was what.
Really?
Yeah, from what I've read and what I've heard, he was a very interesting,
So he's
weird
a
guy.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah, Dan Carlin would consider him the most evil man to ever live, but I think Genghis Khan is right there with him.
I'm going to send Dan Carlin on this. Would you say me and you are like Pinky in the Brain?
What's that?
Or are you and me like Pinky in the Brain in real life? Do you know what Pinky in the Brain is?
No.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to show you an episode of Pinky in the
All
Brain.
right.
You're the brain. I'm Pinky.
Do you know that birth control pills work on gorillas? It's
Really?
weird, right?
That is weird.
Yep. And you know there's a species of bird.
Who found that out?
Huh?
Who found that out?
I don't know. It's
And
kind of
why
weird,
did they
right?
wanna find out?
Tarzan did.
Someone's fucking some silverback gorillas.
Oh yeah. Doing some gorilla fucking.
Doing some gorilla fucking.
yeah.
Dude, put that pill in that bamboo leaf, man.
Oh.
Give it to the gorilla. Just sneak it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Plan B.
It's kind of weird that a big male gorilla weighs more than twice you.
Not really.
6 foot.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah, 6 foot tall, 600
They're
pounds.
so big.
Yeah. That's
They're
weird.
so cool. Isn't it weird they don't really eat meat?
I know. Total herbivores.
Isn't it weird?
But chimps are big time meat eaters.
Yeah, chimps will rip your dick off and eat it like
Yeah, they'll eat the
Kobayashi.
shit out of you. But yeah.
But a gorilla doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Gorilla's a badass animal.
Yes, it is.
Not
Gorilla.
something you want to run into.
No, a gorilla.
A gorilla.
But they also
Loco
have
de
different, they all have
gorilla.
different personalities. Some are really nice. You ever see that YouTube
Oh,
video?
are they?
You see that
Are
YouTube
they?
video where the big male walks by the guy, the guy doesn't move, the thing walks by the guy, grabs the guy by his ankle and just drags him like about 10 feet and then just lets him go?
And you think that's a friendly gorilla?
It just decided to grab him and drag him.
He's
for no
lucky.
reason.
I don't think they're that friendly, my man.
Well, they'll mock charge you. You know that. They mock charge.
Yeah, you should stand your ground.
Yeah. Don't run. Or they'll scalp you. Pull your dick off.
Dude, if I see a gorilla, I'm fucking running.
Now, Evan, look this up. I read somewhere that there's a species of bird that will lead people to the beehive so that because they learn that we take the honey and then they eat the larva.
Yeah, I guess look that up, Evan.
That's kind of weird.
Is it?
Yeah. Hey, that bird, where's that bird going? It's leading us to the beehive. What's that bird doing? It's leading us.
It's called the honey guide bird. Could have gotten a little bit more creative with that, man.
God, what should we name this bird that leads us to honey? The honey guy?
Honey guide bird. What?
It's the honey lover bird. Honey lovers. I do love honey, man. A fresh, organic honey. You like honey?
What?
What?
I got a huge jar of raw honey,
Me
avocado
too.
raw honey.
Who gave that to us?
Our boys from Chimera
Chimera.
Coffee.
That's right.
Yeah. They got some raw, beautiful
I'll
raw
eat a
honey.
spoonful of honey on this.
Tell you who steals that honey is my daughter. Gets up on the counter and leaves a trail
like
of...
a little honey bear. Like a little
like a honey
bee.
bear, like a little honeyboo, and she leaves a trail of honey all over the floor. It's great to stand in.
Ooh,
and
honey's
then,
sticky as fuck.
Yeah, it literally is a trail that goes all the way. She's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything.
She's 7.
Yeah,
so
and
who
then I'm like,
cares?
well, you do because their honey is leading all the way
In
up
your
to your
room?
toes
Like a
in
little
your room.
bear.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I meant to talk to you about. I forgot. I went to the Abbott Kinney Festival.
Oh boy.
You guys ever been to the Abercrombie Festival?
Oh boy.
That shit is so crunk. Couldn't find parking. Had to Uber my ass over there. They shut down the street.
They sure do.
The reason it reminded me of it because they were selling honey, and I wanted to buy some. I did buy guacamole, world's best guacamole.
Delicious.
So nice.
I like me an Abercrombie Street Festival. I'm very happy.
It was
with
fun, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm single. I'm going to Abercrombie
Oh Lord.
Festival.
Oh Lord.
Good.
Oh good
Evan,
Lord.
what are you doing?
Dude.
What are you doing?
Dude, there's nothing but
Bro.
the primo tail.
For whatever reason,
When I was single, I
they
used
must
to-
have sent out an email like, "Are you hot? Get your ass to Abercrombie
Bro, I used to,
Festival."
when I was single,
'Cause
I used to stroll that I used to stroll that and just put it down.
what? And then there's tickets to go into like these venues to drink and stuff.
Oh,
I mean, I was like, "Is this a model convention?"
it's crazy.
It was just all hot girls.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Yeah. When I was a young man, a young cutie pie, I had some fun. I had some fun because my house was close by.
Saw a couple Fire and the Kid fans there.
Yeah,
Shout out Abercrombie Fight Club.
love that.
You know damn well I wouldn't miss the Abercrombie Festival. Bought myself a hookah.
Yeah. By the way,
Random.
your girl sent me a picture of you just posted up
in my undies.
sipping,
Smoking hookah.
sipping on a hookah.
Deep on the hookah.
You love yourself a hookah.
You know what? You know where I started really enjoying it? When we went to Austin. At On It, Aubrey had one.
Yeah.
And we were kind of
I remember
at
that.
a house party, and I was like, this is fun. Hookah. And I was like, I really want one of these things. I'm at the Abercrombie Festival. I
Yeah.
see a big old hookah. I'm like, I would like to chill and smoke a hookah. I bought one. Now, you just don't buy the hookah and it's good to go. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
About $200 later, I got myself a nice hookah.
Is that right?
About $200 later.
Oh boy.
It was nice.
A lot of moving pieces.
A lot of moving pieces.
Now, what do you smoke in that besides?
It's kind of like a tobacco base, but fruity. Like you can get all sorts of flavors.
And is it bad for you when you suck it in? Or
I
is
don't
it-
think so.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Do
know?
you smoke weed in that thing?
I don't think so. There's no hookah weed.
No.
But there's a little bit of tobacco in it. But there's certain ones. I mean, listen, if you're a hookah fan, let me know. Educate me on Twitter for sure, or email me. But there's a brand that Aubrey Marcus at On It was telling me about. And it was so tasty. The one I
Really?
bought, it's all right. Yeah, it's fun to me just sit back, watch some TV, and hookah it up,
Hell
baby.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You
Yeah.
should come over and share my hookah.
Maybe I will, bro. I'll share it up.
I do it in my underwear, though.
Yeah, I want to get down in my underwear and just hookah up
When it's
with
hot out, man, I like to put that hookah on, get into me undies, literally
yeah.
dick out,
Hey.
hookah on.
Speaking of which, did MeUndies send you those awesome?
Sweats?
Well, this isn't even a commercial for that.
No. The Models?
Dude, they sent me.
They did
these-
send them, right?
Yes.
Well, I told you. I asked you,
Bro.
like, no, I didn't get them.
I got them. I went and looked downstairs and in the package.
Corrosive.
They're these. You sent me a text. You go,
Brosive.
bro. They're so soft. The MeUndies sweats. Oh,
They're made out of Modal.
this isn't even a commercial.
I can't take them off.
I know.
No, this is
Off
this
the
isn't
record,
a read.
this is
They're
not-
not on the
this is
show.
not a
today.
read.
No, straight up, they're the softest fucking
Yeah,
thing I ever felt.
yeah, yeah.
I get in,
And they're
I'm like,
good
God,
quality, man. That's
they're so comfortable. They piss me off.
I know.
You know when you see a fine girl and you're like, God damn.
Dude, my
it.
wife was
That's
like,
how I feel
my
in
wife
these
was,
sweats.
was like, what is it? What are they? I was like,
What are they made out of?
yeah, they're made of
Angel
that, it's
skin?
birch
Are
tree.
they made of
birch
angel?
tree and angel skin.
They're made out of baby's feet.
They're made of
They're made of soft.
they're
baby
made of
feet.
baby. They're the bottom of angel baby feet.
They killed 10,000 seals to make one pair.
That's
they
right.
feel so good.
Yeah, they're
This is not a
super-
read for me.
They're super soft.
Fuck, it was
Yep,
nice.
I know.
That Abercrombie Festival, though. Tell you what, I've seen a bunch of movies too. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Can I get
I've
some?
seen
Can I
4
get a movie
movies.
review? What did you?
What do you want to know?
What movies
I've seen
did you
it.
see?
Green Inferno, Saw Black Mass with Johnny Depp.
See, a lot of people said they didn't like it, but you liked it.
What? Best movie I've seen this year.
Wow.
What's the narco one? Starts with an S. With
Not
Sicario.
Sicario?
Sicario.
Good
that
movie.
movie is some shit.
Really?
Oh, it's good.
Really?
That and Black Mass, top 2 favorite movies
How
I've
did
seen
Black
in a
Mass
long
do
time.
in the box office?
Killed it.
Really?
Did well, yeah. I saw Transylvania 2 too.
Did you see The Intern?
Did
Nope,
see the intern
nope.
because Robert De Niro. I think less of him when I see him in movies like that. I want to
too.
remember him as the good fella or
It
the
looks
taxi.
so bad and cheesy.
It looks so lame. Or I want to remember him as the Fokker dad.
Oh, you saw the cannibal movie, Green
Inferno.
Yeah. What's up with that? You're one of those weird guys that
when
likes that.
I saw it the opening night. I was so crunk. I love scary movies. So Green Inferno's about this college kids, right? They go over to Africa somewhere. Their plane crashes. They're with a local tribe who are cannibals, and they start eating their friends. It's graphic, Brian.
Damn.
This big fat black guy, they eat his eyes out, cut his tongue off, and then cut his body parts off and barbecue it.
Huh. Well,
It's intense.
yeah, I won't see that movie.
You know what?
Don't need to.
I like scary movies. I don't like gory. It's the
Yeah.
director Roth from Hostel.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Eli
I do
Roth.
scary.
Roth.
I don't do gory.
Yeah.
I love scary. I love
Not-
being scared.
Not so interested in seeing
Gory was
humans
nasty.
be eaten.
Nope.
Since there are people that are into that, I'm just not.
Are
into
there?
that. Well, how about the guy who paid someone? Was he Dutch or from the Netherlands? Who paid someone to butcher him? He said, "I'll pay." He put out an ad, say, "I want to be butchered
Is this
and
the
eaten." And they
Is this
ate,
the plot of Hostel?
Nope. And they ate parts of his body, I believe, including his penis and
gotta eat the dick.
testicles.
Gotta eat the
While he
dick.
was still alive, they both feasted on his own body part.
No. And he died.
Oh, then he was slaughtered by the other guy, and he asked to be slaughtered, and he was slaughtered.
Did they go to
by
prison?
The guy, one guy's slaughtered, so he didn't go to prison.
No.
'cause
I'm
he
saying,
was
but the people who
eaten.
slaughtered him. Because if I take a Craigslist ad out
Well,
and
that
I'm
was
like,
the
"Yo,
big, that was
kill
the big,
me,"
That was the big
and
question.
you come kill me,
Evan,
you should get
look that up
free.
for me, please. Look, pull that up.
They shouldn't go to prison
put out
for
an
eating
ad.
his dick.
Yeah, he put
If
out
I
an
put
ad.
out an ad and say, "Eat this dick," you eat this dick, you shouldn't go to prison for eating dick.
I know. And they ate his dick, I believe.
Did they barbecue it?
I'm not sure, but they
they
took,
fillet it like a hot
took pieces of him off. I can't believe it. I think they might have made it into a movie. I'm not sure.
I feel like you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Is this a movie?
No, that was a
Is
real
it-
case.
Did you see the Hostel and make
Nope,
it up that
it was
this really
100%
happened?
a real case.
'Cause you know in Hostel 2 that this rich like society pays to slaughter people.
Yeah. But this was a real story about a guy who had a fetish and wanted to be
That's not a fetish.
slaughtered.
It's not a fetish. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can only do it
He's
once.
batshit crazy. He wanted to be slaughtered.
You found it, Ev?
And
This is
and
a picture
the
of his
guy
dick
said-
all filleted up on a
read,
barbecue.
read it out to us. Read it out.
I'm not looking
Read-
I'm not looking into the pictures.
Read
there a
this.
kebab
Listen
picture?
to this. It's going to blow your mind.
This is from a guy's Wikipedia page. It's Armin Maiwis
Doesn't
is
matter.
a German man who achieved international notoriety for killing and eating a voluntary victim who he found via the internet.
Yeah, so did he say,
So
I'm
he-
looking for somebody who wants to be slaughtered and eaten?
The victim, him and the victim jointly attempted to eat the victim's severed dick. So the guy who was asking to be eaten participated in the eating of his own dick.
So he cut his dick off and was like, "Here, bro, you first. It's rude."
So there you go. I wonder.
You gotta eat
Let's
the dick
start now.
first.
Let's get you on the couch.
What
Let's start
the
with your
fuck?
mother.
He must have been
You know how we
sedated.
found this guy? He posted an ad on a website called The Cannibal Cafe, a blog site for people with cannibal fetishes.
Huh? That's some
Yeah.
that's some foreign shit, bro. That's not in the U.S.
Oh,
is it?
sure it is.
CannibalsAreUs.com?
Sure.
Cannibal
Sure.
Cannibal Cafe.
This is, by the way, the creep line that we need here.
It sounds like
I feel
dude,
sick.
His post. It sounds like
relates to something like
Perfect.
it sounds like he's like trying to pick up girls, but the girl in this case is a fucking dude to eat.
Why? What's it
Looking
say?
for a well-built 18 to 30-year-old to be slaughtered and then consumed.
A well-built 30-year-old?
18 to 30.
18, 30.
Who the fuck's just looking through? I'm like, oh, finally. God damn it.
Finally.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
And somebody
Yeah,
said,
here you're looking for a guy to get slaughtered,
and
huh?
somebody said, I'll be
I'm
slaughtered.
19.
I'll be slaughtered. Slaughtered.
When I think
did
slaughtered,
the guy
I
go to
think axe.
jail? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. Arrest, trial, and conviction of manslaughter.
Manslaughter. So
I
he's
don't
out.
agree
He's
with
already
that.
out. He's already out.
Well, is that guy sick in the head? If you're killing and eating dicks and slaughtering people, you're probably sick in the head, right?
I mean,
So you probably got to do
the
some
guy was
treatment.
voluntary.
That's tough.
It is, right?
That's fucking
What do you
tough.
think?
I don't
'Cause
think
he
should
put
go to
out an
prison.
ad.
I know.
And somebody said, I'll do it. And they voluntarily decided to engage in, dick eating and finally killing. How did he kill the guy, I wonder?
sick.
Why have they not made a movie of this?
It's Hostile, Brian.
No, I don't want to see that.
Hostile 2.
No, this is more of a psychological, a mystery in a way. Like what
Like
what is
Hannibal.
going on with this
Like
guy?
Hannibal, Signs of the
Yeah.
Lambs.
It's so weird how perverse and fucked up people are. I'm into eating humans.
How about his parents? You failed.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, real quick, you get an F.
I'm sure his parents
On the report card of
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
F.
Yeah, his parents must be like, "What did we?
We don't give out
do?"
many Fs. That's an F.
That's an
God
F.
goes, you got an F. Why? Your son's eating people.
Well, he was polite, and he did.
But he
put
took out
an
an ad. No, I get that, but he enjoys eating people.
Well, what about-
so you get an F?
What about the guy who's wanted to eat his own dick and have his dick eaten in front of him, and
His
then
parents get an F too.
and then be
His
slaughtered?
parents get an F too.
I mean,
Now is he crying or is he crunk? Like is he driving over there crunk, excited?
I
like,
would imagine.
Oh, I can't wait.
imagine
I've
it's
always wanted this.
I'd imagine it's just been. It was the guy probably had a hard on. He was like, "Oh, I can't believe I get to eat your dick," and then he slaughtered him or something. I don't know, and ate him.
What do? You know how messy this is gonna get? There's so many moving parts there.
There are a lot of
This
moving
isn't
parts.
Dexter.
Look at Evan reading. He's literally.
Evan's
It's
into
just,
it.
it's so weird.
It's changed
Every
since-
time I think I've like gotten to like the end of the weirdness from this, it just, he's a vegetarian now. How about that?
What a surprise!
He turned into a vegetarian.
He is
in
now a
prison.
veg-
You eat one
vegetarian.
dick and now you're all about plants.
Yeah.
He said
What
it
the
was chewy.
fuck?
He said it was chewy, in case you guys
No
want to
shit.
what they said.
I would
We're
imagine.
down a weird, deep road with this one,
I
Callen.
bet it was a mouthful.
It's hard to get over that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You ever
Well,
tried
no.
eating a big old brat?
Yep.
He fried the
It's not
penis
easy.
in a pan with salt, pepper, wine, and garlic. He went full fucking,
Gourmet.
yeah, he went full gourmet
He
with
deep
it.
fried it?
Yeah.
No.
No,
He
deep-
sautéed it. Sautéed it.
Wait. Did he fry it or deep fry
He
it?
fried the penis in a pan with salt, pepper,
That's
wine,
sauteing,
and
son.
garlic.
Okay. That
Wine and garlic is sauté.
dude.
I think.
Garlic can make anything nice.
Oh yeah, and wine.
Real connoisseur.
Yeah, there's a video, but
Of the dick eating.
but it's not public.
You don't want to watch that, fellas.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to watch.
You're gonna. First of all, you're gonna get a horrible virus on that Apple laptop. Second of all, you don't want to watch that.
Yeah, there is some darkness
So that guy.
out there.
Oh, there's some darkness. That makes me feel dark.
God, incredible, man. He's incredible. He's fucking incredible.
Kind of bums you out, doesn't it?
Of course, he's bouncing out, but he's incredible.
It's not gonna help them.
Go ahead. Let's
Go
do this
ahead.
creep line.
All right,
make
let's
this
kick off
even
the creep
weirder.
line then.
Creep line.
All right. This guy was dating a girl for a while, and her family ran a funeral home, and her stepdad prepared bodies for presentation at funeral.
It's gonna get weird.
One night we gone out and things got hot and heavy in the basement. It was only after we finished on the couch in the basement that there was a dead body in a casket in the corner that was to be laid out the next day. I tried to get her to bang in the empty casket, but on more than one occasion, no shame at all.
Yeah, that's a guy. I
Yeah.
mean, a dead body in a room is not going to stop me from getting it
Nah,
on.
me neither. My
I mean,
dick's hard all
yeah,
day.
I don't care. Oh no, have some respect. I do. Yeah.
Listen, you could be eating a sauteed dick next to me. If you're hot enough, my dick does not care.
It does not care. He's got no eyes, no ears, if you know what I mean. Nor does he have any morals. Morals.
He does not judge.
No, Fred, he's very impulsive.
That's pretty creepy, though.
Yeah,
Boy, it's kind of this. We've gone down such a weird road.
I love it.
Evan, let's go to fan questions.
Let's do it. First one from Richard Lopez. Brendan, would you ever compete in CrossFit? I think your work ethic and athleticism would transfer over well.
You know what? With all the entertainment stuff I have going on, and some I can't even talk about right now, and us doing the Fire and the Kid live show is going to start a tour here soon. The video component, this other entertainment stuff I go on, the T-shirts. It'd be tough for me to give this all up to see who's the best at exercising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think Reebok sponsors that bullshit too. So now I'm really not doing it.
Well, I've just for
Hey
me,
Reebok, leave UFC and CrossFit alone.
Yeah, like
because I can't do either now.
I respect CrossFit because it's
Me too. It's tough as
awesome
fuck.
and they're
I've
great.
tried it out.
But for me, at the end of the day, it's still not really a sport, even though there's skill to a lot of the stuff they
Dude,
do.
I've done.
Would you consider it a sport? I mean, it is a
Yes,
sport in a
I
way,
do.
right?
Do you consider like track, Olympic track and
Yeah,
field sport?
yeah.
Then you got to
Yeah.
consider CrossFit a sport.
It is a sport.
It's insanely
I mean, it's
tough.
insanely tough.
The mental toughness of those people, and oh yeah, CrossFit girls. Yes, please.
They're so hot.
Uh,
I'm a huge fan.
It's so tough, man.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, man.
to just work out and be in the best shape and not do a sport like where I feel like. Well, anyway, I mean, it's a lifestyle.
You're gonna get no notoriety. Name the best guy. Ready, go.
Rich Froning.
Is he one of them?
Yeah,
He's
Rich-
the number
Rich
one guy,
Fronin's a
right?
beast.
Sponsored by Oakley.
A beast.
Okay, name five. But just give me five.
I used to know a couple.
No, I know, but just give me all right, just give me two more. Yeah, so I'm not doing it.
Oh wait,
Ryan
Thor's daughter. Thor's daughter. What's her name?
Thor's daughter. You know what? You don't know, so this proves my point. Listen, I love CrossFit. It is. I respect it. It's hard as fuck. I actually still do it every now and then. It is such a beast.
Why though? Whenever I talk to any fitness guru, a lot of them are anti-CrossFit.
Define guru? Who? Tim Ferriss?
You know, just guys who are strength coaches
Tim
and
Ferriss?
stuff like that. No, guys that you and I know. I won't mention names, but there are people that are high-level strength coaches.
I
and
agree.
Stuff.
They are. It's because you know what it's like. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's done CrossFit and who's done regular strength condition all his life. CrossFit is the new pretty girl in school. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they've been doing it like they have their clique and they have their way of doing things, and CrossFit comes in by storm. It's the new hot thing.
Yeah.
And really, man, it's a craze. It's huge.
Yes.
And so they don't like it. They also don't like it, and I can understand this because when I did CrossFit, I was doing the same movements as this girl who was 24, who's never lifted in her life before. We're doing 100 kettlebell swings. There has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
The technique.
Do you think that it's a little bit too much training sometimes? Does it break you down so you can't do your sport as well? Or
I mean, I think
because there's a lot of injuries I've heard on CrossFit.
You know what? People tell me that I haven't seen too many injuries. That's the knock on it.
Yeah.
I really haven't seen it.
Yeah,
And listen,
I haven't either.
You ever seen a guy with a CrossFit body? They're in phenomenal shape.
They look amazing.
They look great.
Yeah.
I'm a CrossFit fan, man.
Yeah, I agree.
But guess what? I'm a strength conditioning fan.
Right.
I'm a fan of what Lauren Landau does, what Ben Bruno does, what Gunnar Nelson, Gunnar Peterson does. I'm a fan of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Why do we have to pick?
Right.
It's same with boxing. I love boxing. I watched Wilder fight on Saturday night.
Sure.
Recorded. I watched it twice. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Hey, man, I can watch boxing and UFC. I don't have to pick.
Yep.
I do a CrossFit workout on Monday. I'll do a heavy meat and potatoes workout like Lauren Landau does on Tuesday. Then I'll do, I've been going to Orange Theory lately with Brendan Abadejau. He's the owner of it, which he wants you to come.
I want to come.
That's like a lot of cardio. It's great, man.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
I'm down.
I don't have to pick shit.
Yep.
And you're not going to pigeonhole me or make fun of me for doing any
No
of it.
way.
It's weird to me when people compete like that.
It's tribal. It's tribal.
It's super. I'm telling you, it's a new hot girl in school. And
Yeah.
guess what? She's not going anywhere.
Right.
CrossFit's it's a phenomenal thing.
Yes. Yes.
The culture of it's cool too, man.
It's good to know. All right.
And the guys' bodies are ridiculous. Just saying, they look good.
They have beautiful bodies. Hey, you guys, you have beautiful bodies, all of you.
Same thing like jiu-jitsu wrestlers, right? Like a lot of time they hate each other.
Yeah.
Why? What?
I
Do
know.
both.
Enough.
Who gives a fuck?
Stop.
Yeah, don't be a meathead.
Stop.
Try both.
It's boring. I love those guys who are like, nah, I don't do Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu sucks. It's like, hey, dude, you're a moron. What are you talking about?
I haven't heard anyone
Have a
say
little
that.
respect. I did. I heard these fighters say that. It was so annoying.
Not around me, they wouldn't.
No.
Guarantee they wouldn't. Why? Because I have a Gracie tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Gracie Jiu-Jitsu sucks?
And you choked them unconscious.
How far did you get? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You roll every Saturday. You know
Yeah, like,
jiu-jitsu.
what are you talking
What do you got,
about?
Ev? Next question. Yeah, CrossFit's awesome. It's all awesome.
Next
but
question.
Competing in it, I don't have time.
All right. How do I not become the guy that always seems to be looking for favors? Every time I talk to an old friend, I get the feeling that they think I'm only with them for something.
I don't know, dude. That's a weird question because maybe you are. Why would
Well,
you
hold
ask
on.
that question?
No. You are. If you're asking that question, you're that guy.
Yeah.
I have that same guy, and guess what? I don't talk to those people anymore because
Yeah.
I know they only want me when they need something. They're not in my life anymore.
Yeah, I mean, to ask that question means that you are
That
clearly
means you are, yes.
your agenda. Well, and I think your philosophy is fundamentally flawed, because if you are somebody who feels like you need other people to do you quote unquote favors, a favor is another word for a shortcut. Do your work and do the work and earn.
Bring value.
And earn.
Yes.
Bring value.
Bring value.
Bring value and earn it. You won't have to ask for favors. Favors is another way of saying, "Hey, dude, you're my friend. Can you put me in front of the line, even though I don't belong there?"
Mm-hmm. But if you bring value, it's different. Saying, "Hey, let's help each other out. Let's link up. See how we
course.
can progress together."
100%.
That's different.
100%.
But you are
Yeah.
100% that kid if you're fucking asking me.
If you're the kind of guy that is reliable and that gets results and adds value, people are going to choose you because you make them look
yeah,
better.
you're gonna attract those people,
Yeah.
and they're gonna want to help you out. Where it's not a favor. Where they
Right.
can say, "Man, you have this platform. What if we did this?" And then they have their own.
I've never asked for a job in my life, and when Todd Phillips, gives me jobs from The Hangover and things like that, I say, "Dude, I can't thank you enough. I don't know what to say." And he goes, "You make me look good. I'm giving you a job, but you make me look good. It makes me look good too. It's like a quid pro quo. So be
Yeah.
the kind of person that adds value."
Yeah, Hangover 3 though, huh?
Yeah, man, I didn't do that movie. All
I
right.
know. Should ask for a favor.
Hey, man.
Just kidding. What else you got, Ev?
Keep it
All right, next one up. Is the Fight Companion podcast something you guys would consider doing for life? When Eddie Bravo and Brendan get together on the mic, it is podcast gold.
Well, we're never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that you have 4 people on the companion. Joe Rogan, who's busy as all get out. Bryan Callen, busy, on the road a lot of time. Eddie Bravo, busy, he's doing seminars all over. And then you have myself. So the only reason we want to do more of them is because everyone's schedule has to link up, and for that to happen, obviously it's magic when it happens. So I think that's why they're special, because we don't do them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once a month or once every 2 months is good.
Yeah.
They're great, man.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll have another one soon.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
They're the best. We had those pickles that time.
Oh,
Last time we had those pickles, I was snacking all up on
pickles.
them. I had a couple beers.
I love those
Couple pickles.
man. Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Shit my pants on your home. Just kidding. What else you got, Ev?
All right, we got 2 more.
All right.
All right. Hey, guys, any helpful hints on how to lose belly fat? Any foods that I should be eating to burn off such fat? I've been having people comment on my weight recently.
Oof. That means your
people-
face is fat. Usually if someone gains weight, and they're wearing like black shirts, you can't tell.
What do you think? You know about this belly issue.
Well,
I mean,
listen, I'll tell you one thing though. It's 90% diet. It does not matter how hard you train. If your diet's shit, your training goes out the window. Let me just put it into perspective.
That's
So
right.
let's say you're texting, trying to just
No, I'm not.
half-ass in,
No, I'm
you
not.
know?
No, I'm not.
No, that's right. There, tell him, Brendan. No, you know a lot about this. Go while I text. Anyways, so let's say I go work out at 7 a.m. Let's say I go do some crazy boxing workout and burn 1,200 calories, which is rolling. Which, I mean, you're doing work for an hour, burn 1,200 calories. You're doing some fucking work. All right, so you burn 1,200 calories. So you're minus 1,200 calories. And then throughout the day, you're snacking. You have a box of Oreos. Or let's say you even have a row of Oreos like I like to do, the double stuffed ones. That's 1,600 calories there. So that workout's gone. That's nullified. And then whatever you eat for dinner, that's added on. You know what I'm saying? So it's 90% your diet. People don't realize that. You can work out as much as you want, but if you're eating like shit, it kills that workout. It's all about diet. Your diet is, I'm telling you, listen to me now. If you're not a person that likes to work out, that's fine. Your diet is numero uno.
Yeah.
By far.
100%.
And a lot of it's genetics. Sometimes you see people like, well, my friend eats this. I get it. You're not your friend. You don't have the genetics of your friend. Like Callen could eat whatever the fuck he wants all day. If I eat whatever I want all day, I'm going to look like the Kool-Aid lady cutting your hair.
Yep. You're gonna be Supercuts lady.
I'm going to be Supercuts lady.
Yeah.
I'm going to look like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Snip.
I'm going to look like Mrs.
Snippy,
Doubtfire.
snip. Brennan, the top of your hand has a nice pad on it. You could
Stop.
backhand me, it wouldn't feel bad. I'd be like, ooh.
Feel nice.
Yeah. Ooh. That's a
What
lot
else
of
you got,
cushion.
Ev?
All right, last one. Brendan, if your stand-up debut goes well, would you consider pursuing comedy? And Brian, what advice would you give Brendan on his first stand-up showcase?
It's not so much stand-up, is it? It's more of telling stories,
Yeah.
really. It's not really, I don't,
It'd be like saying stand-up takes a long time.
yeah.
It would be like me when I say to Brennan, my jab, I don't know, I'm not hitting the guy. I don't know, am I stepping here? And then Brennan goes, I don't know, yeah, I guess maybe you could do that, but then you're not, you're not fighting a lot. And what am I going to say to you?
It's a language.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to do it, you'll do it. You'll think of things.
Yeah, but listen, these live Fire and the Kids shows, the more comfortable you get on stage, we'll see where it goes. But it's more of these live Fire and the Kid shows. It's a Fire and the Kid experience. So you can get the best of Brian, the best of me, and Brian's a stand-up here. Never get it twisted. So, yeah, I'm having fun, man. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. He's going to do it, though.
Is that it, Ev?
Yep, that's a wrap, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, come see me at the Canyon Club, which is in Agora. You know the Canyon Club, October 3rd.
Oh, been there many a time.
There you go.
Where's
you got to
that
come
at?
by. It's right in
It's in
Agora.
Agora Hills.
Really,
Where the
really
fuck's
close.
Agora
Right
Hills?
past
Near
Calabasas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Canyon Club on October 3rd, doing a little stand-up with some funny local comics.
Is that's Saturday night?
That's Saturday night. And then on the October 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky at the Laughing Derby. And you can go to thelaughingderby.com for tickets.
Sounds amazing. October 1st, first live Fire and the Kid. That thing is sold out. However, November 12th at Tempe Improv in Arizona.
Some tickets left.
We have some
Still?
tickets
It's
left.
incredible.
They're going fast.
I have to
We're
say-
almost sold out.
I have
So go to
to say-
tempeimprov.com. Get the remaining tickets. Again, it's one show, 1 hour, one night only in Arizona. Tempeimprov.com. Get them now. And guess what, kids? This October, I'm going to do this like a movie read. This October, one man designed a shitload of shirts for Halloween.
Halloween. These get ready to be scared. Get ready to have a scary torso.
Get ready to shit your pants.
Wait a minute. What?
TFATK.com brings you Master Kim Tiger Zombie, Master Kim Big Brown Bear Zombie tees, Abbott Kenny Fight Club Halloween tees. They're all dropping in October.
I'm all over that shit.
They're so dope.
Master Kim. You know how many people ask me that I know ask me for Master Kim shirts? It's ridiculous.
Can't give it to them either.
I know.
I know.
I don't have them
TFATK got you don't have them for a very good reason. Because guess what?
because I
You
give them
to
away. I give them away.
I can't let you have them.
I know it's
You
unbelievable.
Get one.
It's amazing.
You get one.
Hey man.
This Halloween, Abbott Kenny Fight Club Halloween special edition shirts in orange, black, and orange and white. And then we got Zombie, Master Kim Tiger Zombie shirts, Master Kim Big Brown Bear Zombie tees dropping. Just follow me on Instagram at Brendan Schaub, at Bryan Callen. You know the deal. Live tickets, tempeimprov.com. November 12th, they're going fast. This is the Fighter and the Kid. We're out.